chat.
I'm ready.
All right, this is gonna be a good one.
I know,
Yeah,
right?
I feel it.
First up, President-elect Donald Trump set off a media firestorm this week after sending out this tweet that said, nobody should be allowed to burn the American flag. If they do, there must be consequences, perhaps loss of citizenship or a year in jail. Now, Trump's tweet sparked a ton of debate, from angry protesters burning U.S. flags in front of Trump Tower to supporters of Trump defending him, claiming that Hillary Clinton also proposed making flag burning illegal in the past. Now, as it stands now, burning the flag is a constitutional right and is not against the law, which I actually didn't know.
Yeah, it is, you know.
I know, I didn't know that.
Our freedom of
But
speech
you
and
know
all
what? I had a conversation. I called my friend last night. His name is Ralston Clark. He's 22 years retired Marine, because I wanted a different perspective about this.
Yeah.
And I just asked him the simple question. I said, you know, how do you feel about flag burning? And his one word that just rang out to me was, he said it's disheartening. As a military member, you know, fighting for this country, he's been on tours of duty. He says when you go all over the world, the flag is our symbol of our country.
Yes,
you know, and I just want to make that point, because some people look at the flag and they may think, oh, it doesn't mean anything, it's just a symbol. It means a lot. It means a lot to the protesters, and it means a lot to the people that are patriotic. For me, when I travel outside of this country, let me tell you, sometimes I'm looking for that flag, okay?
No, you find that American embassy.
You look for that embassy, and you're like, and I see the embassy, and I'm like, that's home.
Yeah.
If I get in trouble, I know I can go in that building, and I'll be okay.
Yeah.
So,
And the truth is, though, in other countries, if you do burn a flag, it's actually against the law, and you will be jailed.
Yeah.
But the thing is we have the First Amendment in the United States.
and that's the beauty of this
Yes,
country.
which means freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and freedom of press.
Yes.
And the Supreme Court ruled that burning of a flag is more of a political way of expression. So it's actually not against the law in the United States.
Yes.
But if we're honest, it still feels super disrespectful.
Of course. Yeah,
It just does. It feels super disrespectful. And I try to see it this way. Yes, it may not be against the law, but just imagine for a second if you were seeing maybe somebody that wasn't from your country burning your flag. How would you feel?
Yeah.
Then you'd be like,
Then
oh,
you
y'all
get
can't
mad.
do that. We can't because we're American. But don't you, you got to think about it that way. You wouldn't want to see that done. So I think it definitely is something to consider.
Yeah, that flag,
Yes. It's disrespectful.
that flag is a lot more than something that you just use to represent your anger. You know, our country has gone through so many changes, but at the beginning of time, and even including all the changes we've had with the equality, through races, through genders, everything, that flag has still stood, that we have a voice to be able to represent what we need to as that flag stays consistent.
Yes.
Coming from a person who is from, you know, Vietnam, I have Vietnamese culture, it saddens me because the Vietnamese flag originally was a yellow flag with red stripes. After the communists took over, it is now a red flag with a yellow star. To this day, as much as my parents and my family represent what old Vietnam was about, the country, the hardworking people, the culture, you can't find that flag anywhere. There is nowhere you can actually shop to even just buy it to represent old school Vietnam before communism. If you were to carry that flag and just wave it through the streets, you'd be taken down and gunned down immediately, because that's how communism works there. So just imagine for a second here, yes, sometimes laws change, leaders change, and we're not happy with it, but that damn flag represents the same thing it meant in the very beginning.
It's true.
Nothing
And
can
they're
change that.
fighting, and a lot of the times they're fighting for the rights and the changes that they want to be made to represent that flag.
Right.
But this is the thing, though. The issue is not, okay, I think we talked about the flag.
Because I think in general, Americans will feel offended if a flag is burned.
Well, I think the bigger issue here we're trying to avoid talking about is the Donald Trump putting out
Yo,
these
you can't
tweets.
take away somebody's citizenship. That's someone's right.
Yeah, that's against the law as well.
What the hell? No, if you are a naturalized citizen, meaning that you were naturally born in this country, it is your right. Where you gonna deport me to?
Yes.
I was born here. Where are you sending me? And more importantly, who's taking us?
Yes, and for a person who represents business and wants to build the economy, do you know how many millions of tax dollars are wasted because people are thrown in jail for a reason that shouldn't be there?
Yes,
So you're going to use that as an example?
He these tweets. He is killing me. With
I want to take
and
my...
it's like 3 o'clock in the morning. He just wake up. Because I know, see, you know when you're getting old, because I'm up at 3 o'clock, and I'm like, let me see what Donald talking about.
But more
Dude, I want to take my
I
acrylic nails and take the phone and be like, give it to me now.
Who's approving these tweets?
He
That's
is.
the thing. I think he is an honorary human being.
Yes.
And I think Donald Trump needs to realize that if he's going to be, well, when he's president of the United States, he has to realize he can't say or do whatever the hell he wants to do.
Yeah, you just
The
can't.
thing is, what's awesome about our government is that we have checks and balances.
Exactly.
Yeah, 3
You know, he works for us.
Yeah.
He works
I love
for
that you
America
said
now.
Say that again.
He works for us. He works for America. And the thing is he has to abide by the rules and the regulations
Yes.
that have happened, you know,
Well,
before.
we need to take his Twitter account away. That's what we need to do. You know what, though? I interviewed Omarosa
Yes.
for my
She
radio
should come on
program.
our show.
You know what? I can get her to come on.
Yeah, I
okay?
think she should come on our
because
show.
she's
That
a
part.
very interesting. She's the senior advisor to him right now, Omarosa. And I asked her. I said, "Why does he keep tweeting?" You know, and she kind of laughed, but she said, "You know, this is how he won the election. He spoke to the people, plain and simple. He found a medium that wouldn't judge him, where he could present his own
I'm
words.
judging.
And
I
that's
swear I'm
why
judging.
he keep. But see, this is going to make our
Yeah.
media journalists work harder. You guys in the media, you're going to have to work a little bit harder
Yeah.
because when you see his tweets, you have to go make sure it's validated, it's vetted, and see what he's talking about.
But can
and
you
that's
just
what's
say
going to have to
something
happen.
eloquently, just for one?
No, that's
Just
that's
for
my
once.
concern.
You know what I mean? You're going to be the president of the United States. No matter where you lie politically, all
Yeah.
I'm asking for is our president to speak eloquently.
Yes.
Let's have a little bit of more class and not be so angry all the time.
You could not be more-
You can state opinion without being so
It's
doggone
huge.
angry.
It's huge.
Because here's why. Every single one of us have a side of us that could be a little inappropriate, right? When someone, I mean,
sure.
it's like
Yes.
the taking the ears off. It's
Yes.
like there's a little ratchet baby inside of us that's all like, oh, no, you didn't.
Yes.
For sure. Everybody
Yes.
has it.
Everybody's got it. But we don't need a leader who instigates it.
So bad.
That's the reason why.
Bad.
No, I'm sorry, sweetheart. You made an amazing point. I think that's the reason why there were so many more people that were burning the flag after he said that
Right.
comment, because
Yeah.
it was like, I'm gonna flex my power, see?
Yes.
And then they're like, what the hell? I have a right to do whatever I want to
Yes.
do. So then they go and do it.
And that's
Yeah,
why I give it up to the
bad.
protesters, because they went and took them flags into the Trump Tower and was burning them all. I'm like, what?
Yeah, but no.
This is crazy.
But
No,
This is
it's
fu-
like the Obama said.
wrong.
When they go low, we go high.
Yeah,
We
but
still have to maintain that.
this is going to be an interesting season, a
Yeah.
very interesting season. But we have to say again, I agree with you, Tam.
Yeah.
He is not a king. He is not a tyrant. He ain't even the president yet, okay? So understand that. There are 3 branches of government.
Yes.
It's a lot of things that's happening. We just want to keep you aware of what's happening, and we just wanted to have that conversation.
Yeah, no, that
so,
was-
you know, I felt
And
good.
pray,
about it.
people can change.
Yeah.
Yes.
People can change.
Yeah.
That's
Sure.
what I'm saying. If you've ever met an honorary human being, man, it's
Yeah.
hard.
That's true.
Yeah,
It's hard to get them
stubborn.
to see where you're coming from. Do you
Yo,
know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at even the Bible. God really used specific people who weren't equipped to be in that role of leadership. Look at Abraham, and yet turned them around.
Did you go to Abraham?
I
Yes,
did.
he did.
God can change
Many
people.
sons had Father Abraham.
No, pre-Jesus Jeannie would not be at this table today if she didn't get a wake-up call. So guess what? I'm here today because I made some changes that I needed to shed the light that I have.
Yes.
Let him know. sis.
Anything is possible. I agree.
Well, up next, someone else who's been speaking out is tennis megastar Serena Williams. In the December issue of Porter magazine celebrating the incredible women of 2016, Serena, she wrote an open letter about sexism. In the letter, Serena talked about her dreams of being the best tennis player in the world, not just the best female player. She quoted, "Women have to break down many barriers on the road to success. One of those barriers is the way we are constantly reminded we are not men, as if it's a flaw."
Wow.
I mean, she
said.
spoke on this one because as a comic, especially when I was coming up before I started headlining my own shows, whenever you get into a show, you get introduced by the MC, which is mostly a man, and the first thing he would say is, you know, we about to change it up a little bit. Y'all ready for a female? Y'all ready for a female? We got a female comic coming up next, you know? And it's like, in some instances, you would think, okay, that's good.
Yeah.
But most of the time, I was better than the male comics. So I told them, I would always tell the MC, player, don't introduce me as a female comic. I'm a comic just like you. You know?
Yeah.
And that's sometimes you have to make that stand because you're putting a label, and Serena is beating some male tennis players. Okay?
I would
that's
love
how
to
good she
see
is.
that match.
Oh, yeah.
Serena against
Oh my gosh.
the top.
You know he don't. They don't want to be
we
embarrassed.
actually have his name.
What's his name?
Andy Murray.
Andy Murray and Serena Williams playing a match against each other would be pretty cool.
Right? You take
She would
the
beat up.
best female and you take the best male and you have them play against each other, and then whoever wins that is officially the best tennis player. Not male or female, the best ever. I would pay for that on pay-per-view.
That's good.
Here's my only thing. The fact is, today in this world, women and men are still not equal. So until that happens for me, I still stand on my soapbox parading when I hear a woman makes it through in some magnificent way. For example, I can't do a pull-up. Not one. I'm admitting I cannot.
can do one.
Okay, that's great for you.
You can do one.
So what I'm saying is,
That's
to
why you
see
got that.
When I hear a woman can do 10, 20, 50, I'm like, oh my God, how do you do that? Because for me, I haven't yet seen that equilibrium of women and men doing the same feats together.
I am all for minimalizing labels, but the thing is should we all be in the same pot? Meaning that the reality is that we are different. I don't see it as inferior.
Right.
I see it as just being different. And for me...
And a star.
And for me, seeing a great female athlete, that gives me hope that I can do that too.
Because there's a little girl out
empowerment.
there.
Yes.
There's a little girl out there who hasn't seen enough in her schoolyard or in her sports team of men. Or maybe she said, you can't play on this team because it's for boys. That is going on in many schools.
Yes.
So for somebody, Serena Williams is that girl where she's like,
She's empowerment.
I can be her.
Yes.
But this is what I'm saying, though. Don't have the label of female, male when you're trying to establish some, you know, she's just tired of that. Because she feels like that is limiting to her.
Okay, I have a question. I may be comparing apples and oranges. But so when you watch an award show, right, there are different categories.
Yes.
You have Best Supporting Actress, and then you have Best Supporting Actor. It doesn't mean that that actress is less than or inferior than that male. It's just a different category. So you would feel more comfortable if they all put us in the same category. So Best Actor?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Got it.
I wouldn't mind.
I feel like it should
I
be
think it
best,
would be fair.
Best
Okay.
female, best male, and then just the overall greatest. But going back to the workplace, which you were saying, we should be equal, and that's the point.
Of course.
You know what I mean? And that's what you were saying was
I'm saying that-
we should be equal. And I think that even minimalizing, like you said, the titles, that gets us closer to people not putting a title on us and just seeing us as equals.
Yes,
That's all.
I'm still that girl who was in school at one point looking at Sally Ride and learning that she was the first female astronaut.
Yeah.
But then, how would you have felt if it was just that she was a new female? She was not a female, but an astronaut.
Sure, but okay, yes, but in my mind, for some reason, I don't know why, that word, the first female X, or the League of Females did this, or the first team to do this, it just empowers me. I don't know
Female
why.
is a powerful
Yes.
Yeah, you're looking
term
at it
to
as
you.
but
It's
I
not
don't look
an
at it
inferior.
like that. I mean, I just look at it as I'm a
It
comic.
is what it is,
You know,
yeah.
but I think it's different situations. I think what you're saying, like with the Oscars, with little girls
Because-
growing up, it's different.
Well,
Yes.
and
And what were
what
you
I
gonna
was
ask
going to
me?
say is the reality of the situation. Would you want to watch a football team where a male football team was against a woman football team?
well,
Let's just be real. Would you?
You don't know. No, wait a minute. Wait.
The entire
Actually,
football woman team.
There's some big
against-
women in the world that
I
can
know.
play football.
That's
okay?
true.
Yes, yes.
That's true.
I just don't want to be on that woman's
That's what I'm
team.
saying.
I want to watch it. I don't want to be in
know
it.
that-
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
I
look
would
like
do
I
that.
could handle some linebackers right
Ah. They gonna kill me.
They're gonna kill
My
me
kid
too.
would die.
But
I
you
don't
gotta
wanna do that.
understand, football is a physical sport.
That's what I'm
sweetie.
saying,
That's what I'm
physicality.
saying. You thinking everybody gonna look like y'all? No, the female football team not gonna look like y'all heifers. It's gonna look like me.
Yes.
This is what I'm saying.
I'm standing behind the money.